As you look to make your services more reliable and easier to operate, logging becomes increasingly important, both during normal operation and troubleshooting. Today, I'm here to show you what's new in Google Cloud Logging and help you get started. This is the Stack Doctor. We've looked at logging errors in the previous episode, but cloud logging has gotten a major update since then. The Logs Viewer is entirely new, and there are new capabilities under the hood. Let's take a look. You can access the logs in your cloud project by going to the Products menu and selecting Logging under Operations. This will bring you to the Logs Viewer. Note that you can pin products in the menu so that they're always at the top of the list. Logging is probably one of the ones I use most. The new Logs Viewer has three main sections. The Query Builder at the top is what you use to filter the logs in your project to just the entries you need. The Query Results at the bottom shows you all the log entries that match your query. The histogram view in the middle shows you the volume of logs that match your query over time. This is incredibly useful if, for example, you're looking to understand when a particular error started happening. There are two primary ways to create queries against your logs. The first one is to use the menu selections. The second is to write the query directly. Let's take a look at both. First, you can use the menu selection in the Query Builder to select the resource, log type, and log entry severity that you'd like to include in your query. You can make your selections as granular or as broad as you like. The Query Builder will then generate the string query for you based on your selections. Your second option is to write the query directly without using the menu selectors. This may become easier and faster for you once you spend some time using the Query Builder. We've also published a library of queries you can use to get started. We'll link to that below. Note that this new Logs Viewer is still in a preview stage. This means that lots of features are still being developed. One of these that's only available in the classic Logs Viewer is the ability to save and share queries. This is incredibly valuable when working with teammates. You've now seen how to view and query logs in your project, but how do logs actually get there? Let's take a look under the hood. The Cloud Logging API is the external endpoint that serves as the single entry point for sending logs to cloud logging. No matter where logs are coming from, whether it's from a logging agent installed on a compute VM, your application running in GKE or App Engine, or any of the Google Cloud services, they're all sent to the Logging API. The API sends log entries to a log router. This is the internal plumbing that determines what happens to log entries that it receives. The log router evaluates each entry to determine whether it meets the filter criteria for any exclusions. If an exclusion is applicable, that entry is discarded. If that's not the case, the entry is stored in the Cloud Logging backend and is then available to be queried through the Logs Viewer or for log-based metrics. The log router also evaluates each entry that it receives to determine whether it should be exported to a downstream destination. You can configure exports to cloud storage for archiving, BigQuery for analytics, or PubSub to send logs to third-party or event processing systems. Note that the exclusion and export evaluations happen in parallel on the same log entry. That means you can both export log entries and exclude them. This can often be used to great effect to save costs. Thanks for joining me today. We looked at the new Logs Viewer and learned how to build log queries. We also took a look under the hood and learned about how the log router works to allow you to precisely control which logs are stored, discarded, or exported. That's it for this episode. Come back soon for more. This is the Stack Doctor. Stay healthy out there.